The Dallas Mavericks just might be the biggest underdogs. Luka is on fire, playing like a sleeper MVP candidate, and his new supporting cast has them heading in the right direction. Cuban made some moves that shifted the whole landscape of the team's expectations, especially after trading away their star in Kristaps Porzingis to the Washington Wizards. However, this proved beneficial as the roster seems better than ever before. People are sleeping on them, and the Mavs are taking absolute advantage. Let's talk about this newfound potential in the Dallas Mavericks and how they're shaping up to be a potential dark horse in the playoffs. The Mavs have finally found the winning formula, and it's showing in the win column as of late. Their form is insane, and they are climbing to new heights, hoping to switch places with the Utah Jazz, who are currently 4th in the Western Conference. This should be no problem, as they have shown that they can win against top teams like the Heat, Warriors, Nets, and the Jazz themselves. The Mavs are breathing down their necks, with 43 wins and 28 losses at the time of this video. In the last 10 games, Dallas has 8 wins and 2 losses, while boasting a record of 13-3 in the last 16 that they've played. This is largely thanks to Luka, who has been on fire lately, averaging a ridiculous 33.1 points, 6.9 assists, and 10.4 rebounds. Though he missed some time earlier in the season, he's managed to bounce back and seems to have newfound chemistry with Coach Kidd, leading to Luka becoming the league leader in usage rate at an amazing 37.1%. He used to get a lot of criticism for being out of shape, but he proved haters wrong, showing that he's a true MVP caliber player. Since he started the offseason slow, Luka wasn't talked about nearly as much, but the latest Kia MVP ladder shows that he's now back in the top 5, slotting just below Memphis guard Ja Morant. Luka has led his team to the playoffs more, and with his maturity, it's only going to be a matter of time before the Mavs become a problem. This is mainly because Luka is the type of star who can naturally draw multiple defenders towards him. This opens up huge opportunities for his other teammates, such as new addition Spencer Dinwiddie. To show you what we mean, look no further than his 2 crazy game winners against the Nets and the Celtics. With the game on the line, Luka draws the double team from Durant and Claxton before he dishes it to Dinwiddie for the 3. This is huge, especially since this gravity opens up opportunities for big shots down the stretch. Another example is against the Celtics, where Luka yet again draws the double team, opening up the shot for Dinwiddie to hit the game-winning 3. After recently getting traded into the team, Dinwiddie has proven to be a massive boost off the bench. Despite having a down season with the Wizards, Spencer has flipped the script in Dallas, coming up big as of late. The Mavs are 9-2 with Spencer playing, which has earned the trust of Coach Jason Kidd after some amazing performances. His game has been a massive boost for the Mavs, and he's been showing out, even against top teams like the Golden State Warriors. Just look at how he punishes the mismatch against the bigger man, stepping back for the 3. Here he does it yet again, attacking Looney off the high screen. In his short time in Dallas, he's managed to average 17.5 points while shooting 44% from the field. This is a major upgrade after performing what looked like a shell of himself with the Wizards, averaging just 12.6 points while shooting 31% from 3. The coach had high praise for him, saying he's been very receptive to coaching and his teammates, and they trust him. One of the hardest things is, how fast will the trust take place? I think you can see the trust is at a very high level when he's on the floor. This is excellent news, since how quickly a new player adapts to the team's chemistry almost always plays out as one of the biggest X factors when it comes to success of a new addition. Let's not forget that Coach Kidd himself also plays a big part in their success as of late. Every single coach that visited the Dallas Mavericks only had respect for Coach Kidd, and Coach Quinn Snyder was no exception. Before the game, he said, "The way they're playing right now, they're as good as anybody in the NBA. You can point to what Luka does, and it's special the way he scores, rebounds, and play makes. Beyond Luka, the team has evolved in a massive way on the defensive end." On this, Snyder had to say, "Defensively, they're a team that's connected. There's a focus and a pride they have on the ball defensively. And they're an excellent team as far as helping. They shift really well. They're not just attacking one guy. You're attacking their team." Although the Mavs might not have the highest rated offense, their defense as of late is what's been setting them apart. Despite the loss of Porzingis, they've managed to string together a solid defense that currently ranks 6th in the league, just behind the Miami Heat at 108.1. They might not be stacked with all defensive team members, but don't let that fool you into thinking they aren't suffocating offenses as a whole. Just look at what NBA insider Ramona Shelburne had to say about their defense.
Defense. I mean, their defense in January, 98.8 points a game, is 5.7 points a game better than any other team. Defense.
In essence, this stingy defense that the Mavs are playing is making them a true dark horse team in the playoffs that no team wants to face in the first round. Let's not forget that they're managing to pull this off without a legitimate big guy in the post. Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber are not your typical big men, but they know their roles and are playing them perfectly. Powell hustles a lot of games in and game out, and Kleber is a good help defensive player, averaging 1.1 blocks a game while stretching the floor with his average 1.53 points made a game. On the wing, we have Finney Smith, who could be a candidate for the all-defensive team with the lockdown defense he has shown. He's capable of shutting down the best players in the league, where he's averaging 1.1 steals. Don't let his stats fool you, as they don't necessarily reflect the effort and grit that he shows on the court. On the perimeter, we have Luka, who, although isn't known for his defense, is actually also one of their best defensive assets, tying with Maxi Kleber for a rating of 105. It's not just on the defensive end that they've improved either. On offense, Coach Kidd has introduced new strategies that lets more players get involved beyond what has been traditionally an ISO-oriented offense for Luka Doncic. As a result of more ball movement, Jalen Brunson has become a better on-ball creator and has shared the ball with other shooters like Finney Smith, Reggie Bullock, and Tim Hardaway. Brunson has been absolutely huge for the Mavericks and is slotting to be a most improved player with the way he has been playing. In terms of points, he sits just behind Luka himself and has proven himself to be a valuable asset. He knows how to move the ball on offense and is showing through his consistent 5.2 assists a game. Besides Jalen, Spencer Dinwiddie has also shown himself to be a perfect partner for Luka Doncic, shouldering the load on offense while also creating plays for other teammates. He's fitting in extraordinarily well with this roster, and the Mavs, who took a gamble on him, are getting everything they could have hoped for, if not more. He can pass the ball, spot up, and create his own shot. Together with Luka, they bring this cast together in a way that really makes them click, whether that's setting up shots for his teammates or themselves. This type of synergy and potential make this Mavs team scary when it comes to the playoffs. Last year, they managed to take on the star-studded team in the Clippers, where Luka had to face both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who he just couldn't beat alone. Despite that, they still ended up fighting, making it a tough 7-game series. This year, things are bound to be different, as Luka has a much better supporting cast with this newfound roster. As a strong contender come playoffs, the Mavs are going to be a dark horse team, even if they fall into the play-in tournament. They just need to finish games better and not let the games go wire to wire until the last second, as they have done so many times this year. Beyond that, they're going to need to be healthy, as injuries have been one of the biggest reasons that teams fall apart in the playoffs. Nonetheless, they have a bright future and huge potential in the coming years if they continue working like they have been in the last 10 to 15 games. Luka is, after all, just 23 years old and doesn't even seem to be at his prime yet. If he keeps playing the way he does, he could easily end up being one of Dallas's greatest players of all time. Let us know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the Mavs and their potential? Do you think they'll manage to make a deep playoff run this season? Speaking of potential, if the Mavs are the dark horse to look out for in the West, then the Celtics have got to be the dark horse team in the East as of late. Click on this video to find out how they managed to flip their season around and become one of the top teams in the East.